pro chão, vai pro chão, vai pro chão.
In São Paulo, Brazil, officers are riding on board a police Honda XRE 300 Rally, chasing a fugitive on a Honda CG 160 Titan with no plates and no helmet.
Fecha ele, Chivão. Pode deixar que eu vou fechar.
The danger rises fast when the rider cuts into a street filled with pedestrians and speed bumps, sending both motorcycles bouncing into the air at nearly 100 kilometers per h.
Tá sem vontade aí? Vai cair.
The suspect clearly knows how to handle the bike. He keeps taking risky turns and squeezing through gaps while the officer stays right behind him.
Vai ver? Agora tinha vários lava-rocos, velho.
The speed keeps climbing, and so does the risk. Then, without warning, the rider loses control and hits the pavement.
Vai pro chão, 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 vai pro chão. Coloca a mão pra trás, coloca a mão pra trás. Você viu o que você fez ali, meu? Você viu o que você fez? Não, só tô ajudando a levantar aqui. Cadê o maluco? Emocionado, emocionado. Você viu o que você fez, seu Loki? Você viu o que você fez, seu Loki? Você viu?
Peço desculpa pra você.
Peço desculpa. Peço desculpa pro cara ali, ó. O cara do carro que você vai ter que pagar depois. Vacilão.
Apoio.
Officers move in immediately and restrain him. One person suffers minor injuries during the incident, but the situation is brought under control, and the suspect is arrested.
Você que escolhe onde você ia parar, é? É assim agora? É você que escolhe? Você ia parar na sua casa, aí você fala, vou parar agora não, vou parar na minha casa só. É assim? Mudou as leis agora?
Não, sim.
A simple traffic stop turned into a dangerous chase through busy streets, and it ended exactly how most of these pursuits do. Officers receive a radio call to assist with another pursuit involving two suspects fleeing on a blue Yamaha Tenere. But before they even reach that chase, something else happens. A rider wearing a red helmet is ahead of the officer. The officer honks for him to move aside, but instead of clearing the way, the man accelerates and runs. He was not even the suspect they were looking for, but his reaction starts a completely new chase. As he flees, the bike skids. It turns out to be a Yamaha Tracer 900, a 3-cylinder motorcycle with 115 horsepower. Everything happens fast. The officer stops near the bike to keep anyone from stealing it, and at that moment receives another radio update. The suspects from the original chase abandoned the Tenere and ran on foot. The officer removes the key from the tracer to secure it and keeps patrolling. Then something catches his eye. A man appears carrying a helmet and tries hiding it inside a vehicle. That helmet belongs to the fugitive. Officers move in to surround him. But several people suddenly try to help him escape. Another officer comes from the opposite side and takes him down. The officer filming draws his weapon to keep the crowd back until backup arrives.
Qual o BO? Bota BO? Cadê o bagulho que tava na cinta? O bagulho que tava na cinta. Tava com canhão, filho?
Minutes later, the scene is under control. The tracer is somehow still running even without the key, and officers confirm over the radio that it was stolen.
Positivo. Golf Alfa Zulu 6 Eco 87. É 2 QRU junto? Só tirar dali do bolo. Mano, foi 2 Zulus seguidos.
The Tenere is also recovered later, and both motorcycles, along with the detainee, are taken to the station.
Encerrar a gravação, conduzir moto, indivíduo DP, encerrando a gravação.
In the next clip, another officer is riding an XRE 300 Rally when a fugitive appears in the distance on a Honda Titan, this time with a passenger on the back. Within seconds, the officer closes the gap. The rider refuses to slow down and pushes the bike through an extremely dangerous pursuit. In one desperate move, he rides up onto the sidewalk, putting everyone nearby at risk. Then the passenger makes a shocking decision and jumps off the motorcycle mid-corner. The chase continues. In the middle of the pursuit, the officer even pulls a wheelie at around 70 kilometers per h, almost as if he is taunting the rider. But then the wet asphalt starts to change everything. The rear tire on the suspect's bike begins losing grip, making the situation even more unstable. The fugitive tries to get people on the street to block the officer. Moments later, a patrol car appears head-on, trying to cut him off. The suspect decides to ram through anyway. Further ahead, he tries using the sidewalk again, looping through streets he has already passed. But this time, he runs out of luck. Hidden behind a truck, he fails to see another patrol car waiting on the other side. He loses control and goes down. The chase continues on foot, but minutes later, officers catch him and take him into custody.
Qual o sentido que tá correndo? Informa aí.
The seized motorcycle is later ridden by an officer to the nearest station. This pursuit had almost everything: speed, sidewalks, crashes, patrol cars, and a foot chase. Not long after, another officer spots a Kawasaki ER6N, a twin-cylinder motorcycle with around 70 horsepower, more than double the power of the police bike. The rider refuses to stop, and another chase begins. The suspect clearly knows how to ride. He squeezes through tight gaps, cuts through traffic, and uses the Kawasaki's power to keep distance from the officer. At one point, the officer even draws his weapon while riding at around 100 kilometers per h, trying to force the rider to stop. But the suspect does not slow down. The chase becomes one of the fastest on the channel. Eventually, the rider loses control and crashes. But even after going down, he manages to escape on foot.
Dá a volta. Fica aqui. Fica aqui. Olha pra aí. Félix, fica na moto, Félix, fica na moto.
He climbs across rooftops to get away, leaving the motorcycle behind.
Félix, vai ser na rua de cima aí, Félix. Mesmo local aí, rua de cima. Mais pra frente aí, Félix, mais pra frente.
Police secure the bike and later confirm it was stolen. The thief gets away for the moment, but the motorcycle is recovered and returned to its rightful owner.